Welcome to Z Time. We make apocalypse stories for survivors. Thanks for listening. On with the tale. The car is already too full. I'm standing on the curb outside our apartment in Los Angeles, holding a duffel bag that definitely doesn't fit anywhere, staring at the back seat like if I look at it long enough, space will just appear. Polly leans out the driver's side window, sunglasses on, hair already tied up like she's committed to the road trip version of herself. You said one bag, she says. This is one bag. That's a body bag. It's a duffel. It's excessive. I walk over and open the back door anyway. Start pushing things around. Her tote, the cooler, a blanket she insisted on bringing even though it's Southern California and we're not camping. It's one night, she adds. It's the principle of being prepared. For what? A luxury emergency? I glance at her deadpan. You never know. She smiles at that. Not a big one, just enough to show she's amused, but not giving me the win. That's kind of our thing. I managed to wedge the bag in, barely. The zipper presses against the window. If we hit a bump too hard, it might explode open and spill clothes across Highway 1. That feels like a future problem. I shut the door and walk around, sliding into the passenger seat. The leather's already warm from the sun. Polly doesn't pull off right away. She's looking at her phone, frowning slightly. What? I ask. She tilts the screen toward me, then back to herself before I can really see it. Nothing. Just people being dramatic. About something downtown. Video of a guy attacking someone. Like really going at them. I shrug. That's just LA. Brad, I'm serious. Could be drugs, could be anything. She watches the screen another second, then locks it and tosses the phone into the center console. Yeah, she says. Probably. There's a pause. Not uncomfortable. Just one of those small gaps where something could be said but isn't. Then she shifts into drive. All right, she says, brighter now. Road trip. We pull away from the curb, merging into traffic like we've done 1,000 times before. Same streets, same rhythm, brake lights, palm trees, people crossing where they shouldn't. The city feels exactly like it always does. That's the thing I notice later. Right now, it just feels normal. We hit the freeway and settle in. Polly's got a playlist going, something mellow, nothing too distracting. Windows crack just enough to let the air move through. The city stretches out around us, concrete and glass and billboards, slowly giving way as we push north. You excited? She asks. Yeah, I say. Actually, yeah. You don't sound convinced. I am. I don't know. It's been a while since we've done something like this. Left the house. Left the city, I correct. Gone somewhere without a plan every 5 minutes. She nods, eyes on the road. That's the point. We drive, we stay the night in San Simeon, we do the castle in the morning, then just keep going. Carmel, I say. Carmel, she echoes. Then maybe San Francisco if we feel like it. If we feel like it sounds dangerous. It's supposed to. Ilog oa hair. The sunlight hits the side of her face, catches in her hair. She looks relaxed, more than I've seen her in a while. You needed this, I say. She glances at me, one eyebrow lifting. I needed this. Yeah. What about you? I'm just along for the ride. Bullshit. I smile a little. Okay. Maybe I needed it too. She reaches over, squeezes my hand once, then lets go like that's enough said. Traffic thins as we leave the core of the city behind. Buildings shrink, space opens up. The air feels different, even through the cracked windows. At some point, I check my phone. No service for a second, then it flickers back. A news notification sits at the top of the screen. Multiple violent incidents reported across downtown. I tap it. The page loads halfway, hangs, then refreshes to an error. Reception's already dying, I mutter. Good, Polly says. That's the goal. Ich glänze her. Total disconnection? Selective disconnection, she corrects. We keep music, maps, and snacks. Everything else can go. Bold strategy. Trust me. I set the phone down. For a while, I do. We drive. An ambulance flies past us going the other way, lights flashing, siren cutting through everything. Then another. Then a police cruiser not far behind. Polly watches them in the rearview mirror. That's a lot, she says. Probably tied to that thing you saw. Yeah. Neither of us says anything else about it. The road stretches ahead, long and open. The city is behind us now. The road changes without announcing it. 1 minute it's still suburbs bleeding into each other, gas stations, strip malls, familiar sameness, and then, gradually, it isn't. The buildings thin out. The spaces between them stretch. The air coming through the window smells different. Cleaner, colder, and then the ocean is just there. It opens up on Polly's side first. A sudden drop of blue that feels too big to belong to anything. She lets out a quiet wow, like she didn't expect it, even though that's the whole point of this drive. I lean slightly toward her side, looking past her, past the guardrail, down to where waves crash against the rocks far below. Okay, I admit, that's pretty good. Pretty good, she says. You're impossible. I'm pacing myself. For what? For when it gets really good. She laughs, shaking her head, eyes still on the road. You're such an idiot. But she's smiling. I can't hear it. We settle into a rhythm. The road curve along the coastline, rising and falling, twisting just enough to keep Polly focused. Music plays low. The windows are down more now. Wind pushing through the car, carrying salt and something earthy I can't quite place. Every now and then we pass other cars, couples like us, families, the occasional motorcyclist leaning hard into the turns. It feels normal, better than normal, actually, like we slipped out of something without realizing how heavy it was until it's gone. Polly reaches over and turns the music down. Listen, she says. I do. For a second, it's just wind. Tires on asphalt. The distant, constant crash of waves somewhere below us. Then, faint, barely there, I hear something else. A siren. Far off. Inland, maybe. Hard to tell. Ich glänze her. You hear that? She nods. Yeah. We both listen for a few seconds more, but the sound fades, swallowed by distance and the curve of the land. Probably nothing, she says, a little too quickly. Yeah. But neither of us turns the music back up right away. We pass a turnout, overlooking the water. A few cars are parked there, people standing near the edge, taking photos. Polly slows slightly, like she's considering it. You want to stop? She asks. I think about it. The view, the air, the whole point of being here. Yeah, I say. Why not? She signals, pulls off. The car rolls to a stop among the others. Engine idling for a second, then she shuts it off. The sudden quiet feels bigger than it should. We get out. The wind hits harder outside, tugging at my shirt. I walk over to the edge, stopping a safe distance from the drop. The ocean stretches out forever, sunlight breaking across it in scattered pieces. Polly comes up beside me, arms folded against the breeze. Okay, I say. Now it's really good. Thank you, she replies. That means a lot. We stand there for a minute, not saying anything. A couple nearby is arguing quietly. Something about directions. A kid further down laughs, chasing a seagull that clearly has no intention of being caught. It's all ordinary, until it isn't. A man stumbles near the far end of the turnout. I only notice him because he moves wrong. Not drunk exactly. Not coordinated either. He lurches forward, catches himself on the hood of a parked car, then just stays there, head down. Polly sees him too. You think he's okay? Probably just sick, I say, but I'm already watching more closely. Someone else approaches him, a woman, maybe mid-40s, cautious but concerned. Hey, she calls out. Sir? You all right? The man doesn't respond. She gets closer, reaching out like she's about to touch his shoulder. Sir, he snaps upright. It's fast. Too fast. Even from where I'm standing, I can see something's off. His posture's wrong, stiff in a way that doesn't make sense. His head tilts slightly, like he's trying to focus, and can't quite get there. The woman takes a step back. Okay, hey, he lunges. It's sudden and messy. He grabs her, not cleanly, not like someone trying to restrain, more like he's just throwing himself forward without control. She screams. The sound cuts through everything. People turn. Someone shouts. The kid stops laughing. The man doesn't stop. He's on her now, dragging her down to the ground. There's no hesitation, no pause, just this violent, chaotic movement that doesn't make sense in broad daylight with cars parked 10 feet away. What the hell? I start. Polly grabs my arm. Brad, a guy runs toward them, yelling, trying to pull the man off. Another joins in. For a second, it looks like they might get him away. Then the second guy jerks back with a shout, clutching his arm. There's blood. That's the moment everything shifts. Not fully. Not yet. But something cracks. Okay, Polly says, voice tight now. We should go. I don't argue. We move fast back to the car. Around us, people are shouting, backing away, some pulling out phones, others just frozen. The woman on the ground is still screaming. We're trying to. It cuts off abruptly. I don't look back. We're back on the road within seconds. Polly's hands are tight on the wheel, knuckles pale. She doesn't say anything at first, just accelerates a little harder than she needs to. Did you see that? She asks finally. Yeah. What was that? I don't know. Was that? I don't know. I repeat, sharper this time. She exhales, shaking her head. That wasn't normal. No, I say. It wasn't. We drive in silence for a while after that. The ocean is still there. The cliffs, the sky, all of it unchanged. But it doesn't feel the same anymore. Not quite. A few miles up the road, we pass a police cruiser heading the opposite direction, lights flashing. Then another. Then an ambulance. All going south. By the time we reach San Simeon, the light is starting to fade. Not sunset yet, just that shift where everything softens and stretches, shadows getting longer across the road. The ocean's still off to our right, darker now, less blue, more steel. Neither of us has said much for the last hour. We tried at first. Polly put the music back on. I made a comment about the drive, about stopping somewhere for dinner. She nodded, responded, but it didn't stick. Everything kept circling back to the same thing without either of us saying it out loud. The man at the turnout. The way he moved. The blood. You think they'll close the road? Polly asks suddenly. Why would they? I don't know. If. Whatever that was. If it's happening in more places. It was one guy, I say. Maybe two, if the other one was hurt bad enough. That didn't look like a normal fight, Brad. I know. She glances at me, then back to the road. So we don't know what it was. I say. That's it. Could be drugs. Could be something else. People lose it sometimes. She doesn't answer right away. Yeah, she says finally. People lose it. But she doesn't sound convinced. The sign for the San Simeon Lodge comes up faster than I expect. Polly slows, signals, turns in. The place is smaller than I pictured. Spread out, low buildings, parking right outside the rooms. A pool off to one side, empty. A couple of cars scattered around, but not many. It feels quiet. Not peaceful, just quiet. We park near the office. The engine clicks as it cools. That familiar ticking sound that usually means you've arrived somewhere you're supposed to relax. Neither of us gets out right away. Polly stares ahead through the windshield. It's kind of dead. It's not peak season, I say. It's California. Fair. She exhales, then reaches for the door. All right, let's check in. The office smells like old carpet and something citrusy, like someone tried to freshen it up and didn't quite succeed. There's a TV mounted in the corner. News is on, volume low. A woman stands behind the counter. Late 50s, maybe. Tired eyes. She looks up when we come in, and for a split second, there's something like relief on her face. Evening, she says. Hey, Polly replies. Reservation under Polly, the woman says, already checking the screen. Yeah, got you right here. One night. That's us. The woman nods, typing something quickly. Her movements are efficient, but there's an edge to them. Like she's trying to get through this interaction faster than usual. You folks coming up from down south? She asks. L.A., I say. Her eyes flick up to mine. You drove all the way today? Yeah. She hesitates. Just for a second. Road okay? She asks. Polly and I exchange a look. Yeah, Polly says. Mostly. We, saw something a little weird at a turnout. The woman's expression tightens. Weird how? I shrug. Guy attacked someone. Looked off. She nods slowly, like that confirms something she already suspected. Yeah, she says. We've been hearing things. Like what? Polly asks. The woman glances at the TV, then back at us. Lowers her voice slightly. Calls coming in. People acting violent. Not making sense. Sheriff's been stretched thin all afternoon. That's not great, I say. No, she agrees. It's not. There's a beat. Then she straightens, like she's remembering her job. Anyway, she says, forcing a small smile. You're in room 12. Around the side. Ice machine's out, sorry. If you need anything, just call the office. She slides the key cards across the counter. Polly takes them. Thanks. We turn to leave. Hey, the woman calls after us. We both look back. She hesitates again, then says, you might want to stay in tonight. Polly frowns slightly. We weren't planning on going anywhere. Good, the woman says. Just lock your doors. There's something in the way she says it that sticks. Not casual advice. A warning. Room 12 is exactly what you'd expect. 2 beds. Neutral colors. A painting of the ocean that doesn't quite capture it. The kind of place you don't think about once you leave. Polly tosses her bag onto one of the beds, kicks off her shoes. Well, she says. Cozy. Generous. She flops back onto the mattress, staring up at the ceiling. We're still doing the castle tomorrow, right? Yeah, I say. Why wouldn't we? She shrugs. I don't know. Just feels like things are getting weird. I sit on the edge of the other bed. We drove all the way up here. That's not a reason. It is to me. She turns her head, looking at me. You're not even a history guy. I can be. She smiles faintly. For one day. For one day. There's a pause. Okay, she says. Yeah, we go. Good. She closes her eyes for a second, then opens them again. I'm gonna shower. Go for it. She grabs her bag and disappears into the bathroom, the door clicking shut behind her. I turn on the TV. The volume's low at first, then I turn it up just enough to hear. Multiple incidents reported across several counties. Authorities urging residents to remain indoors. Unconfirmed reports of the screen glitches for a second, pixelating, then snaps back. Different anchor now. No official statement yet regarding the cause of these attacks. Footage rolls behind them. Shaky phone video. People running. Someone shouting. It's hard to make out details, but the tone is clear. Something's wrong. Really wrong. I flip channels. Same thing. Different station, same story. No answers. Just fragments. The shower turns off. A few minutes later, Polly comes out, hair damp, wearing one of my old t-shirts she packed. You look serious, she says. News is weird, I reply. When is it not? No, like, actually weird. She walks over, sits beside me, pulling one of the towels around her shoulders. We watch in silence for a minute. Residents are advised to avoid contact with individuals exhibiting aggressive behavior. Okay, she says quietly. That's not normal. No. Why aren't they saying what it is? Because they don't know, I say. Or they do, and they don't want to say it. I don't add that part out loud. Polly leans into me slightly, her shoulder against mine. We're still okay, right? She asks. Yeah, I say automatically. We're fine. I put an arm around her, pulling her a little closer. Outside, somewhere in the distance, I hear a siren. Then another. Closer this time. I wake up before Polly. For a second, I don't know where I am. The room is unfamiliar in that bland, forgettable way. Muted colors, heavy curtains, the low hum of an air conditioner that sounds like it's working harder than it should. It takes a moment for everything to settle back into place. Road trip. San Simeon. The castle today. I sit up slowly, rubbing my face. My phone is on the nightstand. No notifications. No service. I pick it up anyway, stare at the blank screen like something might force its way through if I wait long enough. Nothing. Brad. Polly's voice is thick with sleep. I glance over. She's still half buried in the blanket, hair a mess, eyes barely open. Yeah, I say. Sorry. Didn't mean to wake you. What time is it? Early. Like 7-ish. She groans softly, rolling on her back. We're on vacation. That's illegal. Tell that to your body clock. She squints at me. You checking the end of the world already? Just my phone. Same thing. I almost smile. Almost. We get ready without rushing. That's a strange part. After everything yesterday, the turnout, the news, the way the woman at the front desk told us to lock the doors, you'd think there'd be some urgency. Some instinct to leave, to head back south, to put distance between us and whatever's happening. But there isn't. Not really, because the morning feels normal. Sunlight pushes through the curtains. The air is cool, but not cold. Somewhere outside, I hear a car door slam, voices drifting between rooms, the everyday sounds of people starting their day. Polly catches me looking at the window. What? She asks, pulling her hair into a loose tie. Just expected it to feel different. Apocalyptic, she says. Something like that. She shrugs. Maybe it's not as bad as it looked. Maybe. She studies me for a second. Or maybe we're just choosing to pretend it's not. I don't answer that. The small diner attached to the San Simeon Lodge is about half full. Couples, mostly. A few older groups. Everyone sitting, eating, talking like this is just another morning on the coast. The smell of coffee hits first, then bacon, toast, something sweet underneath it all. It should feel comforting. It almost does. We slide into a booth near the window. Polly grabs a menu, even though we both know what we're going to order. Pancakes, she says. Obviously. And you'll get something boring. Eggs aren't boring. They are when you get them, every time. They're reliable. She smirks. You're reliable. Careful. That almost sounded like a compliment. A waitress comes over, takes our order, pours coffee. Her smile is practiced, but thinner than it should be. She glances at the TV mounted above the counter more than once while she's talking to us. I follow her gaze. The news is on again. Different station. Same tone. Authorities continue to respond to a growing number of violent incidents. Residents advised to remain indoors. Reports now coming in from multiple regions. Polly doesn't look up at first. She stirs sugar in her coffee, slow, deliberate. Don't, she says quietly. I didn't say anything. You were about to. I take a sip instead. It's too hot. You think we should go back? I ask after a moment. She exhales, leaning back in a booth. Back where? L.A. Yeah. To what? She says. Traffic? More of that. She nods slightly toward the TV without looking at it. At least it's familiar. That doesn't make it safer. I don't have a response for that. She softens a little. We came up here for a reason, she says. One night. One stupid, impulsive, probably unnecessary road trip. Your words. My words, she agrees. Let's just finish it. We do the castle like we planned. Then we decide. I nod slowly. Okay. 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 She gives a small, satisfied nod like that settles it. Food comes. Plates clatter. Normal conversation fills the space again. But it's thinner now. More fragile. At the counter, a man is arguing quietly with someone on the phone. I'm telling you, I can't just leave, he says, voice tight. The roads aren't no. I don't know what's happening. Nobody does. He stops, listening. His expression shifts, something like fear flickering across it. Okay, he says finally. Okay, I'll try. He hangs up, just stands there for a second, staring at nothing. Then he pays and leaves without finishing his food. Polly watches him go. That's new, she says. Yeah. We eat a little faster after that. Outside, the air feels sharper. The parking lot has more movement now. People loading cars, checking phones, talking in low voices. A couple stands near their trunk, arguing in hushed tones that aren't as quiet as they think. I'm not waiting around. You're overreacting. But did you see the news? Polly unlocks the car. We're not doing that, she says. Doing what? Panicking in a parking lot. Good plan. We get in. She doesn't start the engine right away this time. You good? She asks. Yeah. Honestly, I look at her. Really look. There's tension there. Not panic. Not yet. But something underneath building. I don't know what's going on, I say. But we're together. We've got a car. We're not in a city. That's something. She nods slowly. Okay. 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 She starts the engine. The drive to Hearst Castle is short. Too short. It feels like we just got in the car, and then the signs are already there, pointing us toward the entrance. The road winds slightly inland, climbing just enough to change the perspective. The ocean falls away behind us. Ahead, the hills rise. And up there, barely visible at first, then clearer as we get closer, is the castle. Perched on the hill, like it doesn't belong to the world around it. Polly lets out a quiet breath. Okay, that's actually incredible. Yeah, I say. For a moment, everything else fades. The news, the tension, the unanswered questions. It's just the two of us, the road, and the place we came all this way to see. We pull into the visitor parking area near the bus terminal. There are cars here. Plenty of them. People moving around. Tourists gathering. Staff directing. It looks normal. Almost reassuringly so. Polly turns off the engine. See, she says. Everything's fine. I nod. But as we step out of the car, I notice something. Near the entrance, a staff member is talking into a radio, voice low but urgent. Another stands nearby, scanning the crowd, not really seeing anyone. And somewhere, faint but unmistakable, a siren. Closer than before. The buses are bigger than I expected. Not city buses, cleaner, quieter, built for tourists. White exterior, tinted windows, the kind of vehicle designed to make the trip feel like part of the experience instead of just transportation. Polly nudges me lightly as we walk toward the line. You excited? Yeah, I say. A little more now that I don't have to drive up that road. She glances toward the hill. The road winds up in tight curves, climbing fast toward where Hearst Castle sits like it owns the entire coastline. Yeah, she says. No kidding. The line moves steadily. People talking, laughing, taking photos, even from down here, like it's already worth documenting. It almost feels like yesterday didn't happen. Almost. A staff member scans our tickets at the front. "Morning, folks," he says, forcing a brightness that doesn't quite land. "You're on the Grand Rooms tour. Bus will be right here." "Thanks," Polly says. I notice the radio clipped to his belt. It crackles softly. "Repeat, we've got another." He turns slightly, hand covering it, muttering something back too low to hear. Polly catches my eye, raises an eyebrow. I shrug, but it doesn't mean anything. We board with a group of about 20. A mix of people, older couples, a family with 2 kids, a few solo travelers. Normal. Exactly what you'd expect. We take seats halfway down on the right side. Polly by the window. "Best view," she says. "Of the cliff edge." I reply, "Of everything." The driver sits up front, talking quietly into his own radio before setting it down. A woman stands near the front as well. Our guide, I assume. Late 30s, maybe. Professional smile, but her eyes flick toward the driver more than once before she turns to face us. "Good morning, everyone," she begins. "Welcome to Hearst Castle. My name is Dana, and I'll be your guide today." Her voice is practiced, smooth, rehearsed, but there's a slight tension under it, like she's running on autopilot while something else occupies her attention. "We'll be heading up the hill shortly," she continues. "The drive takes about 15 minutes, and I'll give you some background along the way." The bus engine rumbles to life. Polly leans slightly toward the window, already looking out. I sit back, watching Dana for a second longer than I mean to. She smiles, keeps going, like nothing's wrong. We pull out of the terminal. The road starts climbing almost immediately. It's narrow, winding. Each turn opens up a wider view of the coastline below. The ocean stretches out endlessly, the morning light catching it in pieces. "Okay," Polly says quietly. "This is worth it." Yeah, I admit. For a minute, it is. The bus moves steadily upward. The guide talks history, architecture, William Randolph Hearst, the scale of the estate. I listen, but not closely. It blends into the motion, the view, the low hum of the engine. Then the radio crackles again. This time louder. "Dana, you copy?" "Dana." She pauses mid-sentence. The entire bus feels it. She turns slightly, reaching for the radio near the driver. "This is Dana," she says, still trying to sound calm. "Go ahead." A burst of static. Then, "We're holding arrivals." "Repeat." "Holding arrivals." Do not unload until the message cuts out. Silence hangs for a second too long. Dana glances at the driver. He shakes his head slightly, like he didn't catch the rest. She turns back to us, smile snapping back into place, just a little too quickly. "Apologies," she says. "Just some routine coordination." Nobody really buys it. You can feel the shift. Subtle, but there. People sit a little straighter. Conversation's quiet. Polly looks at me. "Holding arrivals?" "Probably nothing," I say. But I don't believe it. The bus rounds another turn. Up ahead, near one of the gates, I see a vehicle parked sideways across part of the road. Not fully blocking it, but enough to slow us down. Security, maybe. The driver eases off the gas. "What's that?" someone asks from the back. "Just a moment, folks," Dana says. The bus slows to a near stop. One of the staff members near the gate steps forward, raising a hand. The driver rolls down his window. They exchange a few words we can't hear. The staff member leans closer. Too close. The driver pulls back slightly. I feel something tighten in my chest. "What's going on?" Polly murmurs. "I don't know." The staff member steps away from the window, but he doesn't wave us through. He just stands there. Then, slowly, he turns his head. Not toward the driver. Toward the bus. Toward us. There's something wrong with the way he's looking. Not confused. Not concerned. Empty. The driver frowns. "Sir," the radio crackles again, louder now, overlapping voices. "Don't let anyone up. We've got multiple. They're not responding." Dana grabs the radio. "Say again." "We didn't." A scream cuts through the transmission. Not over the radio. Outside, everyone on the bus freezes. Polly's hand finds mine, grips tight. "What was that?" someone whispers. Another scream. Closer. From somewhere up the hill. The staff member near the gate doesn't react. Doesn't turn. Doesn't move. He just stands there, staring at the bus. Then, suddenly he runs at it. Fast. Too fast. The driver slams the brakes instinctively as the man hits the front of the bus with a dull, heavy thud. People shout. Someone screams. The man's hands slap against the windshield, smearing something dark across the glass. Blood. He drags himself upward slightly, face coming into view. His eyes don't look right. They don't focus. His mouth opens, teeth bared, not in anger, not in fear, just open, pressing, hungry. Oh my God, Polly breathes. The driver jerks back. Jesus, go, someone shouts from the back. Go, go, go. The man slams against the glass again. Harder. Dana stumbles backward, gripping the seat beside her. The radio is still screaming with overlapping voices, static, fragments of words that don't form anything coherent. The driver hesitates, just for a second. Then he throws the bus into reverse. The engine roars as we lurch backward down the narrow road. The man slides off the front, disappearing from view. But the screaming doesn't stop. It's everywhere now. Up the hill, echoing down toward us. And for the first time, there's no mistaking it. Something is very, very wrong. The bus doesn't make it back down. It only goes a few lengths in reverse before the driver slams the brakes again. Stop, stop, Dana shouts, grabbing the rail as the bus jerks hard. We jolt forward in our seats. Polly's hand clamps tighter around mine. What are you doing? Someone yells from behind us. The driver doesn't answer. He's staring ahead, frozen. I lean slightly into the aisle, trying to see past the front seats. The road below us isn't clear anymore. There are people on it, running, not walking, not orderly, running uphill toward us. Some waving their arms, shouting. Others just moving as fast as they can, heads down like they're trying to outrun something they don't want to look at. Are they coming from the visitor center? Polly asks. Looks like it, I say. A woman stumbles halfway up the road, falls hard, scraping across the asphalt. The people behind her veer around, don't stop to help. One man does. He slows, reaches for her arm. She grabs him. At first, it looks like she's just panicking, clinging to him for balance. And she pulls him down with her. Hard. Too hard. They hit the ground together. What the hell? Someone breathes. The man tries to push himself up, confused more than anything. Hey, what are you? She lunges. There's no warning, no build, just sudden, violent motion. Her head snaps forward, and she bites into his neck. Not a nip, not a frantic grab. A bite. Deep. He screams. The sound is raw, immediate, cut straight out of him. He tries to shove her off, hands slipping against her shoulders, but she's locked in, jaw clamped, shaking her head like an animal worrying prey. Blood spills fast. Too fast. Oh my God, Polly whispers. Around us, people start shouting. Close the doors. Drive. What is happening? The driver doesn't move. He just stares. The man on the road is still screaming, weaker now, choking on it. Another person runs past, glances down, hesitates, then keeps going. No one helps. No one knows how. The woman on top of him doesn't stop. She doesn't even seem aware of anything else. Brad, Polly says, voice tight. We need to get out of here. Where? I shoot back. I don't know, just not here. The radio explodes again. Multiple attacks, repeat, multiple attacks, do not engage. They're biting. We got staff down. Dana grabs it, her composure finally cracking. What do you mean biting? What is going on? Static swallows the response. A new scream cuts through the air. Closer. From above us this time. Everyone turns. Up the hill, beyond the curve of the road. Figures are spilling out from the direction of Hearst Castle itself. Staff. Tourists. Some running. Some not. A man in a uniform stumbles down the slope beside the road, sliding more than running. He hits the pavement hard, rolls, tries to get up. Something tackles him from behind. They go down together. The attacker claws at him, grabbing, dragging him back. The man screams, kicking, trying to twist free. Then the attacker's head dips. And the screaming changes. It becomes something else. Shorter. Choked. Ending. Jesus Christ, I mutter. Polly's grip on my hand is almost painful now. This isn't, she starts, but she can't finish it. Because there's nothing to compare it to. Everyone stay calm. Dana shouts, but her voice shakes. We're going to the bus rocks suddenly. Something hits the side. Hard. People scream. I twist in my seat. A man is slamming into the side of the bus, over and over, his shoulder and head hitting the metal with dull, hollow thuds. His movements are jerky, uncoordinated, but relentless. His face is wrong. Blood smeared across his mouth, his chin, dried and fresh mixed together. He doesn't look at us. He just hits. Again. 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 Close the windows, someone yells. They are closed. The man's hands slap against the glass, leaving streaks. More movement behind him. Two more figures staggering up from the row below. One limping badly, dragging a leg. The other moving faster, head snapping side to side like it's searching. Not confused. Hunting. Drive. A woman near the front screams. The driver flinches, finally snapping out of whatever held him frozen. He throws the bus into gear. The engine roars. We surge forward. The man at the side stumbles, loses his footing as the bus lurches past him. His hands drag across the glass for a split second before he disappears from view. The road ahead curves upward, toward the castle. Why are we going up? Someone shouts. No. We need to go down, another voice argues. The driver doesn't answer. He just drives. Fast. Faster than he should on a road like this. The bus sways with each turn. Outside, more figures appear, scattered, unpredictable. Some ignore us completely. Others turn, drawn by the sound, the movement. One runs toward the road, too late to intercept us. Another just stands there, swaying slightly, head tilted at an angle that doesn't look comfortable. Watching, Polly leans closer to me. Brad, what is this? I don't have an answer anymore. Not one I believe. I don't know, I say. And for the first time since we left L.A., that feels like the truth. Up ahead, the towers and terraces of Hearst Castle loom closer. Beautiful, massive, untouched. For a second, it looks like a sanctuary. Like if we can just get there, inside, behind walls, away from whatever this is, we'll be okay. But as the bus rounds the final curve, the illusion shatters. The courtyard isn't empty. People are everywhere, running, falling, fighting. And in the middle of it, something is very, very wrong. The bus doesn't stop so much as it gives up. The driver slams the brakes just short of the main courtyard, the whole vehicle shuddering as it jerks to a halt. People are already standing before we've fully stopped, grabbing bags, each other, anything solid. Stay seated, Dana shouts, but no one listens. The doors hiss open, and the noise hits us, screaming, shouting, the kind of sound that doesn't come from one place. It comes from everywhere at once, bouncing off stone walls, echoing across open space until you can't tell where anything is anymore. Move, someone yells behind me. Polly's already pulling me into the aisle. We can't stay in here. She's right. We step down onto the pavement and into it. The courtyard of Hearst Castle should be beautiful. Even now, part of my brain registers it. The wide open space, the clean lines of the stone, the arches framing the sky, the glimpse of the ocean far below. But it's all wrong. People are running in every direction. A group of tourists rush past us, one of them crying, another clutching his arm where blood has soaked through his sleeve. A woman stumbles near the base of a staircase, falls hard, scrambles back up without looking behind her. Where do we go? Polly says. I don't know, inside. Maybe a man barrels into me from the side, nearly knocking me off my feet. Get out of here, he shouts, not even looking at us as he keeps running. Out where? I shout after him, but he's already gone. There's no direction, no order, just movement. Brad. Polly's voice snaps me back. I turn. She's pointing. Near the center of the courtyard, a small cluster of people has formed, some trying to help someone on the ground, others backing away. What's happening? She says. We edge closer, against every instinct telling us not to. A woman is on her knees, leaning over a man who's lying flat on his back. He's pale, too pale. His shirt is torn open at the collar, blood smeared across his chest. He just collapsed, someone says. I don't know, The man's chest jerks. Not a breath. A jolt. The woman over him flinches. Sir? Can you hear me? His eyes snap open. Not slowly. All at once. He inhales sharply, like he's been underwater too long. Okay, the woman says, relief flooding her voice. Okay, you're all right, just stay. He grabs her, fingers digging into her wrist with sudden, brutal force. Her expression shifts instantly. Hey, you're hurting me. He sits up in one unnatural motion. Fast, too fast. People around them stumble back. Something's wrong, someone whispers. The man's head tilts slightly, eyes locking onto the woman's face like he's trying to understand what he's looking at. Then his mouth opens, and he lunges. The woman screams as he slams into her, knocking her sideways. They hit the stone hard, her head cracking against it with a sound that makes my stomach twist. He's on her immediately. No hesitation. No confusion. Just attacking. "Oh my God, get him off," someone shouts. Two men rush forward, grabbing at his shoulders, trying to pull him away. He thrashes violently, jerking his body with a kind of strength that doesn't match how thin he looks. One of them manages to wrench him back for a second. The man twists, snapping his head toward him, and bites. Right into his forearm. The second man screams, yanking back, but it's too late. Blood pours down his sleeve as he stumbles away, clutching the wound. "Back up," someone yells. "Back up." The attacker drops back onto the woman, who isn't moving anymore. Doesn't need to. He keeps going anyway. "Brad," Polly says, her voice breaking. "We have to go. Now." I nod. Yeah, inside we turn. The doors leading into the main building are open. People are already pushing toward them, funneling through the entrance in a tight, desperate stream. "Come on," I say, grabbing her hand. We run. The steps feel steeper than they should. Or maybe it's just the adrenaline. People shove past us, some ahead, some behind, all trying to get through the same narrow space at once. "Move. Go, go, go. Don't stop." A woman trips near the top of the steps. The people behind her pile into her before they can stop, a chain reaction of bodies hitting stone. Polly pulls me sideways, just in time to avoid going down with them. "Help me," the woman cries, reaching up. Someone grabs her arm, hauls her to her feet. We keep moving. Inside, the air feels different. Cooler. Still. For half a second, it almost feels like relief. Then the screaming follows us in. People flood the entry hall, scattering into different directions, rooms, corridors, anywhere that looks like it might lead somewhere safer. "Where do we go?" Polly says again. "I don't know, just keep moving." A crash echoes from somewhere deeper inside. Glass shattering. A shout cut short. I glance back toward the entrance. More people are still pouring in, and behind them, shapes. Figures pushing through the crowd. Not running with them, but through them. Wrong. Moving wrong. One of them grabs a man just inside the doorway, yanking him backward. The man screams, clawing at the floor as he's dragged down. People trip over him, over each other, panic compounding into chaos. "Don't stop," Polly says, pulling me forward. We push deeper into the building. Down a corridor, past rooms I barely register, ornate ceilings, paintings, furniture that looks like it belongs in a museum. Not in the middle of this. None of it matters. Only distance. Only space. Only getting away. We turn a corner and nearly slam into a wall of people. They're backing up. Fast. "What's happening?" I shout. "Something's in there," someone yells back. "In where?" "The room." There's a man bursts out of a doorway ahead of them, stumbling into the hall. His shirt is soaked with blood, his face pale, eyes wide with shock. He looks at us. For a second, there's recognition there. Awareness. "Help," he starts. Then he stops. His body goes rigid. His mouth opens slightly, like he's trying to say something else. Something important. Instead, he collapses forward. Hits the floor hard. Doesn't move. The hallway goes silent for a fraction of a second. Everyone watching. Waiting. Polly grips my arm. "Brad." The man's back twitches. Once. Twice. Then his fingers curl against the stone. Slowly. Deliberately. His head turns, and he starts to push himself up. "No." Someone whispers. No. He gets to his knees. Then his feet. Unsteady. Wrong. His head lifts. His eyes find the nearest person. And he moves. Fast. Straight at them. The hallway erupts again. People scream, scatter, pushing past each other, crashing into walls, trying to get away from something that shouldn't be happening but is happening anyway. Polly pulls me with her back the way we came. "There's too many," she shouts. "Then where do we go?" I don't know. I don't know anything anymore. All I know is that whatever this is, it's not contained. It's not slowing down, and it's spreading. We don't stop running. There's no plan anymore, just movement, instinct, getting as far from the noise behind us as possible. The corridor splits ahead. Left, wider, more open, voices echoing. Right, narrow, dimmer, fewer people. "Right," I say. Polly doesn't argue. We turn hard into it, shoes slipping slightly on the polished floor as we push forward. The noise drops off almost immediately, swallowed by the tighter space. The air feels different here, still, heavy like this part of the building hasn't been touched yet. For a second, just a second, it feels like we've outrun it. Okay, Polly says, breathless. Okay, just slow down. A crash sounds behind us. Not far. We don't slow down. The hallway bends, then opens into a smaller room, less grand, more functional. A side area. Maybe staff use it. There's a door on the far side, slightly ajar. Through there, I say. We move toward it. A figure steps into the doorway. We both stop. It's a woman, mid-30s maybe, staff uniform. Her hair is loose, partially covering her face. Hey, Polly says, relief flooding her voice. Hey, are you okay? The woman doesn't respond. She sways slightly, like she's struggling to stay upright. Ma'am, I say. She lifts her head. Her eyes don't focus on us. Not properly. There's blood on her collar. Dark, dried in places, fresh in others. Okay, Polly says quieter now. Okay, maybe we go back. The woman takes a step forward. Slow, dragging one foot slightly. Not running. Not yet. Don't come closer, I say. She doesn't stop. Another step. Closer. Polly's hand tightens around mine. Brad. We go around her, I say. Slowly, the woman's head tilts. And then she moves. Fast. Faster than she should be able to. She lunges across the space between us, arms outstretched. Moo! I shout. We split instinctively, me left, Polly right. The woman slams into me, not cleanly, but enough to throw me off balance. I hit the wall hard, shoulder first, pain flaring down my arm. I shove back, adrenaline kicking in, pushing her away from me. She stumbles and turns. Not toward me. Toward Polly. Polly! It happens too fast. Polly tries to back up, but the room is too small, the distance too short. The woman grabs her, hands clamping onto her shoulders, jerking her forward. No! Polly shouts, struggling, try to twist free. I lunge toward them. The woman's head snaps forward, and she bites, right into Polly's forearm. Polly screams. It's a sharp, high sound that cuts straight through me. Get off her! I shout, grabbing the woman's shoulder, yanking hard. She doesn't let go. Her jaw is locked, teeth buried deep. Polly is hitting her, pushing, trying to tear herself free. Stop! 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 I slam my fist into the side of the woman's head. Once. Twice. Nothing. No reaction. No pain response. Just that grip. That bite. I grab her hair, wrenching her head back with everything I have. There's resistance. Then, she tears free. Not because she lets go. Because I rip her off. Polly stumbles backward, collapsing against the wall, clutching her arm. The woman hits the floor hard, and then immediately starts pushing herself back up. Go! I shout, grabbing Polly's uninjured arm. Go, go! We stumble toward the door, Polly half dragging, half running. Behind us, I hear movement. Fast. Too fast. I don't look back. We slam through the doorway into another corridor, wider this time, but still mostly empty. Brad, Polly gasps. I know, just keep moving. There's blood already soaking through her sleeve. Too much. Way too much. We need to stop, she says, voice shaking. We need to, not here, I say. Not here. We turn another corner, then another, moving deeper into parts of the building that feel less like a tour and more like something hidden, service hallways, maybe or restricted areas. Quieter, away from the main chaos. For now, we find a room. I don't even know what it is. Storage, maybe. Shelves, boxes, cleaning supplies. A single door, no windows. Here, I say, pulling her inside. I slam the door, shut behind us, twisting the lock. For a second, we just stand there, breathing hard, listening. Nothing immediate outside. No footsteps. No screaming. Just the distant echo of chaos somewhere far off in the building. Polly slides down the wall, sitting hard on the floor. Okay, she says, breath hitching. Okay. I drop down in front of her. Let me see, I say. She hesitates, then slowly pulls her arm away from her chest. The sleeve is torn. Underneath, the bite. Deep, jagged, already swelling. Blood still seeping from where the teeth broke skin. My stomach drops. Okay, I say, even though it's not. Okay, we can clean it. We can, Brad, she says. Her voice is different. Quieter. I look up. She's watching me. Not panicking. Not yet. Just aware. That wasn't normal, she says. I know. That wasn't just someone attacking me. I know. I repeat, but it feels hollow now. Because we both saw it. The way the woman moved. The way she didn't stop. The way she bit. Polly looks down at her arm again, then back at me. What if this is how it spreads? She asks. I don't answer, because I don't have one, because I already know what I think, and I don't want to say it out loud. Outside, somewhere in the distance, another scream echoes through the halls of Hearst Castle, closer than before, and for the first time since this started, we're not running anymore. We're trapped. The room smells like chemicals and dust. Bleach, maybe. Old cardboard. Something stale underneath it all. I don't notice it at first. All I see is Polly. Okay, I say again, because I don't have anything better. Okay, we clean it. We stop the bleeding. My hands are already moving before I've thought it through. I grab a rag off one of the shelves, find a plastic bottle, cleaner, I think, not water, but it's all I've got. Brad, she says. I know, just hold still. I tear at her sleeve, pulling it back further. The fabric sticks slightly where the blood has soaked in. She winces. Sorry, it's fine. It's not fine. The bite is worse up close. Teeth marks sunk deep in her forearm, uneven, torn. Not a clean wound. Flesh broken open in a way that makes it hard to tell where one puncture ends and another begins. I swallow hard. Okay, I mutter. Okay. I pour a small amount of the cleaner onto the rag and press it gently to the wound. Polly sucks in a sharp breath. Jesus, I know, just it burns. Good, I say, even though I don't know if that's true. That's good. I keep pressure on it, trying to slow the bleeding, trying to do something. Anything. Because doing nothing isn't an option. Time stretches. I don't know how long we sit there like that. Minutes. Maybe longer. The sound from outside come and go in waves. Screams, distant crashes, something heavy hitting something else. Then silence. Then it starts again. Closer sometimes. Further away others. Never gone. Not completely. Polly leans her head back against the wall, eyes closed. Hey, I say. Stay with me. I'm here. You feeling dizzy? A little. That's probably shock. I say quickly. That's normal. That makes sense. She opens her eyes, looks at me. You're guessing. Yeah. A faint smile touches her lips. You're really bad at lying. Working on it. She exhales slowly, her shoulders sinking a little. I'm cold, she says. The room isn't cold. I feel it immediately. Okay, I say, looking around. Okay, well, hang on. I grab a couple of folded cloths from a shelf, shake them out, drape them over her shoulders like a blanket. It's not much. It's something. Better. I ask. A bit. Her voice is softer now. Thinner. I glance at the door. Still closed. Still holding. For now. We should barricade it, I say. Yeah. I move quickly, dragging a metal shelving unit across the floor. It screeches loudly, the sound echoing in the small space. We both freeze, listening. Nothing immediate outside. I keep going, pushing it up against the door, then adding a second, lighter shelf beside it. It won't stop anything determined, but might slow them down. It might give us time. When I turn back, Polly is watching me. Not the way she usually does. There's something else there now. Something I don't want to name. You're shaking, she says. I'm fine. Brad, I'm fine. I repeat, sharper than I mean to. She nods slightly. Okay. A beat. Then quieter. I'm scared. The words land heavier than anything else so far. Heavier than the screams. Heavier than the blood. I sit down in front of her again. Yeah, I say. Me too. The light in the room is weak. One overhead fixture, flickering slightly every few minutes like it's not sure it wants to stay on. I watch it longer than I should, because it's easier than watching her. How long do you think we stay here? She asks. I don't know. Until it stops. I don't know if it's going to stop. She looks down at her arm again. The bleeding has slowed, but the skin around the wound is changing. Red, swollen, angry. Brad, she says. I already know what she's going to ask. Don't, I say. What if don't? What if this is just a bite? I snap. People get bitten all the time. It doesn't mean by people, she says. I stop, because that's the problem. That's the part one can't explain away. Silence settles between us. Not empty. Heavy. Outside. Something drags across the floor in the hallway. A slow, scraping sound that moves past the door, pauses, then continues. Polly's hand finds mine. She squeezes. Hey, she says softly. Yeah. If I start acting weird. Don't. I say again, but there's no force behind it now. Just listen, she says. If I start acting weird, confused, or like them, you won't. You don't know that. I don't. We both know I don't. She swallows. I don't want to hurt you. You won't, I say, but it comes out quieter this time. Less certain. Her grip tightens slightly. You have to promise me, she says. I shake my head. No. Brad, no. You have to. I'm not doing that, I say louder now. I'm not. Don't ask me that. Her eyes search mine. Then, slowly, she nods. Okay, she says, but I can tell she doesn't mean it. Time keeps moving. Or maybe it doesn't. It's hard to tell in a room like this. The light flickers again. Polly leans more heavily against the wall. Her breathing has changed. Slower. Uneven. You okay? I ask. Yeah, she says, but it takes her a second to answer. Just tired. Don't fall asleep. I won't. Her eyes close for a second anyway. Then open again. Still here, she murmurs. I nod, even though she's not really looking at me. Outside, the sounds are less frequent now. Not gone. Just spaced out. Like whatever was happening has moved. Or settled. Or spread somewhere else. That thought sits heavy in my chest. Because if it's not here anymore, then where is it? The light flickers again. Longer this time. Then steadies. I look back at Polly. Her head has tilted slightly to one side. Her eyes are half-lidded now. Hey, I say. She doesn't respond immediately. Polly. A beat. Then, I'm here. But her voice sounds distant. Like it's coming from further away than it should. I move closer. Her skin looks pale. Too pale. And when I place my hand gently against her forehead, it's burning. Okay, I whisper. Not to her. To myself. Okay. We wait this out. Because that's all there is left to do. Wait. Listen. Hope. And try not to think about what happens if the waiting doesn't work. Outside the barricaded door, something bumps lightly against it. Once. Then again. Not loud. Not frantic. Just there. Polly's fingers tighten weakly around mine. Brad, she murmurs. I'm here. I know. Her eyes drift closed again. This time, they don't open right away. I sit there in the dim light, listening to the faint, uneven sounds moving somewhere beyond the door, feeling the heat of her skin against my hand. And for the first time since this started, I understand something clearly. We're not getting out of this the same way we came in. Maybe not at all. Polly's breathing changes. That's the first thing. It goes from uneven to wrong. Short pulls of air. Too fast. Then a gap. Too long. Like she forgets to breathe at all. Hey, I say. Stay with me. She doesn't answer. Her head is heavy against my shoulder, her body leaning into mine like she's slipping somewhere I can't follow. Polly. Nothing. I shift, trying to look at her face. Her eyes are half open. Not focused. Not tracking. Just there. Hey, no, stay with me. I say sharper now. I shake her lightly. Her head rolls with the movement. No resistance. A cold feeling spreads through my chest. Polly. I press my fingers to her neck. There's a pulse. Faint. Fast. Then it stutters. Skips. Stops. No, I whisper. I press harder. Wait. Nothing. No, come on. I shake her again, harder this time. Her body moves with it. Loose. Wrong. Polly. The word echoes in the small room. No response. Just silence. Then her fingers twitch. I freeze. Her hand jerks once against mine. Small. Involuntary. Polly. I say, quieter now. Another twitch. Her chest jerks. A sudden inhale, sharp, violent, like air is forced back in her lungs. I flinch back. What? Her eyes snap open. Wide. Too wide. They don't find me. They don't see anything. They just open. Her body stiffens. Every muscle locking at once. Then releasing. She makes a sound. Low. Wet. Not a word. Polly. I say, backing up slightly. Hey, it's me. Her head turns. Slow. Jerky. Until it's facing me. There's nothing there. No recognition. No hesitation. Just hunger. She moves. Fast. Way too fast. She lunges off the wall, straight at me. I barely get my hands up in time as she slams into me, knocking me backward into the shelves. Metal rattles. Something falls, crashes to the floor. Polly, stop. She doesn't. Her hands claw at me, gripping my shirt, dragging herself closer. Her mouth opens, teeth snapping inches from my face. I shove her back, panic hitting full force. Get off me. She comes again. No pause. No break. Just relentless. I grab whatever's closest, a metal rod from the shelf, and swing. It connects with the side of her head. A dull crack. She stumbles, drops to one knee, then immediately starts pushing back up. Like it didn't matter. Like it didn't even register. Stop! I shout. She lunges again. Closer this time. Faster. I swing again. Harder. The rod connects with her temple. She goes down. Hits the floor. Doesn't move. Silence. My breathing fills the room. Loud. Shaking. I don't move. I can't. Polly, I say, barely audible. Nothing. She lies there, twisted slightly, one arm bent under her. Still. Too still. Then her fingers twitch. My grip tightens on the rod. No, I whisper. She starts to push herself up. Slow. Unsteady. But moving. Still coming. I don't think. I can't. I step forward and swing again. And again. And again. Until she stops moving. For good. The room is quiet. Completely quiet. I stand there, chest heaving, the metal rod hanging loose in my hand. At my feet, Polly doesn't move. Doesn't breathe. Doesn't come back. I drop the rod. The sound echoes. Too loud. Too final. I sink back against the wall, sliding down to the floor, staring at her. At what's left. At what I just did. That's it for today's story. We would love to see you again soon. But most importantly, stay safe out there.